YouTubers, and welcome to another episode here on ESGNet of MLB 16 The Show. Kansas City Royals franchises episode 68, and this is the 2015. Yeah, we're still back in 2015 season, and we're in the Home Run Derby. There you see the Home Run Derby contestants there. 8 from the American League and 8 from the National League will square off against each other, and we'll see who's going to be this year's Home Run Derby champion. And the current Home Run Derby or leader right now in Major League Baseball is Miguel Cabrera with 33 home runs. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough home runs to have a Royal to represent us there. Adam Lynn currently has 26 going to the half, so just not enough there to get there to get him in the Home Run Derby. Now we do have a couple of Royals in the All-Star game. I believe Gordon Hosmer and Gordon Hosmer and Holland. I know I'm forgetting somebody else. There's like 4 or 5 Royals players going to the All-Star game. Wade Davis, I believe, is another one. So there's a couple of Royals going there. They're going to represent us. Of course, Ned Yost will be the head coach of that team, and so I think the only one that's going to be starting in the game, as you take a look here at some of the highlights here from the Home Run Derby, is, I believe, Gordon. He will be starting there in left field. So you'll see that episode and the entirety of that game coming up. So episode 69 will be the highlight episode of the Home Run or the All-Star game, and then you'll see the entirety of that game also too. So you'll see both of those within the half hour each other when they are uploaded and released here on YouTube. The same thing will be said about this video. You guys will see this video, and then a half hour later you'll see the full version of the Home Run Derby from beginning to end. There, as you see, Taveras, the late Oscar Taveras, there, home run contested in this game. Now Prince Fielder up to bat, and man, it's gonna be a shocker for me. I know I'm switching gears here, but it's gonna be a shocker here. Talking about seeing Prince Fielder out on the baseball field, man. I mean, after last year, that towards the end of the year, there he announced that he was going to retire early in his career because of injury, and it's just, man, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, my fantasy team is going to be really bad next year. I mean, he's one of those guys that I always go for after in fantasy baseball and stuff like that. But first and foremost, I think I've said this so many times in other videos, but your health is more important than trying to put on a show for the fans and stuff like that. You got these guys got families, young kids they need to worry about and be able to function as a human being, for years to come. Be able to walk their daughter down the aisle, or take their son to a baseball game, or if their son is getting recruited for another sport, or the same sport they're into. You want to be there for that. So I tip my hat to Prince Fielder, and I'm glad that he is thinking about that and putting that in consideration, because there's a lot of guys out there that don't think about that until it's already too late. But there you see Prince Fielder now with 11 home runs. Look like he's getting close now. He's trying to tie up with Taveras here, as you see this one going deep to center field there. 490 there on that one. Damn, that's a nice shot there. Yeah, he looks like he is getting close here in bonus time running out, and he does not get that one. So he's just now 14 seconds away from his bonus time ending up. And look at this, taking this one high and deep, and this is going to be number 13. And looks like we could possibly have a tie. Now, if we have a tie here, and we'll see, it looks like, yep, it's going to be a tie now. The tie, there'll be a tiebreaker, which they'll get, I believe, 5 swings, I believe. And within those 5 swings, you got to get so many home runs. And there you see, the rules there. And the winner who has the most home runs in this round, in this tiebreaker round, then they'll move on to the semifinals. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really weird seeing him not in Major League Baseball here. I mean, because I mean that's been a part of his DNA. I mean, it's been he's been there since since he was born. I mean, going to the ballpark and seeing his dad play. Of course, his dad's still a fielder, a great giant or a great Tigers legend, and then of course he played with the Yankees. I want to say there was other ball clubs he played for, but those are the two I can think of. Had very successful careers. Didn't have the best relationship between him and Prince there, and it's been out in public. They growing up, it was really tough for Prince because his dad was not a great guy, which is no surprise, especially when you're in the limelight of and playing a professional sport. You kind of your demons get the best of you. But Prince has him and his dad have patched things up over the years, and it's just sad to see him. He's been compared to his dad so much, their swing and everything, but Prince had a better stride and just numbers wise. But it's just crazy to see that he's not gonna be a um, you know, part of the Boys of Summer now for the next years to come. I mean, he's such a young guy, and there you see him moving on to the next round. So congrats to him. He's gonna move on to the next round, and he'll either face Chris Davis or I'm thinking who is the other guy? Justin Upton. So he'll face one of those two in the semis. All right. So as this video goes on, you guys will, and I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure just showing you highlights of this. We're gonna move on here, and switch over to something that we found out here. Now this is Sunday afternoon, going to Sunday evening. It's been on TV. I'm actually kind of watching it right now. I had the TV muted, but the late and young, very young, Yovano Ventura, pitcher for the Kansas City Royals, passed away. He was involved in a vehicle accident, I believe back. Of course, this is off season, so he's back home. And to be quite honest, I think stuff like this happens. You kind of figure out, like, you take away the idea of the fandom that comes with being a fan of Major League Sports, especially me being a big Red Sox fan, it's like that. And I'm total anti Royals. As you guys know from past videos like that, I live 45 minutes north of Kansas City, and I'm not a Royals fan at all. My friends are like, oh, come on, man, I mean, like I said, there's Royals players there's individual players I like, and don't get me wrong, when they won the World Series when they went to the World Series in 2014 and lost, and then when they went back the next year, which is really unheard of. We haven't seen that since really the Rangers did it, and the Rangers went back to back and didn't win it, and the Royals were able to go back to back and win one of them. But yeah, I'm still. I mean, even though the Royals are having a good, they've had great years. Last year was kind of a shortfall there, because honestly, you couldn't stop the juggernaut of the Cleveland Indians. But I do respect them as a team. I respect them as players. I respect them as a team, but I'm just not a fan of them. But I am a big fan of one of these young guys, and that one young guy that they had in that pitching staff there who helped him out during the playoffs. There, he had some issues here and there in the playoffs, but throughout the season he was pitching great, and that's Ventura. And so my thoughts and prayers go out to the family, also to that organization. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about this video, I'm talking about this issue and everything, and it wasn't too long ago that we lost a young player like Oscar Taveras, to be precise. We just seen him in this video, and he was still in the game. Of course, they don't put him in the following year they didn't put him in the game. But I still have the rosters of him being on that team with the Cardinals, and him dying at a young age because of a car accident like this. well, then it's just over this past summer, we just lost, Jose Fernandez, another young, great pitcher. You know, of course, Traverse was an outfielder, and Ventura's out. He's a pitcher also. But usually losing these young, great guys that could be the cornerstones of their respective ball clubs and everything. It's just crazy that has happened, and I just don't know what to say. It's tragic to see these young guys who are having successful careers who we hear that are got a great humble beginnings and have fought their way. I mean, trying to play the sport they love. And then they as soon as they get here, they do great, and then you know then something terrible happens to them. Now, in the case of the Jose Fernandez situation, we found out that later on he had, he was on a boat and they were using illegal drugs. Of course, the drug was cocaine. And when I hear stories about that, it really hurts me that having such a great successful career, he went down that road, and there obviously had to be something wrong for him to go down that road. Maybe because of mainly, I mean, me personally, it could be. My personal thought is that it could be, excuse me, that maybe success was too much for him, and sort of kind of get away from the limelight and the spotlight and all that kind of stuff. He had to use something to kind of get his mind off of the pressures of being a Major League Baseball player, especially for pressures to being a well-known baseball player for a team that doesn't do so well statistically and stuff like that. I mean, you have Carlos Stanton, who does put up great numbers in there, and the ball club, moved to a new stadium, and they're kind of putting a little, more of the pressure than they really need to try to get to play, win games and try to get fans to fill the ballpark up and everything like that. But I mean, that's pressure. That was some unneeded. I mean, I think that's unneeded pressure at times, but I think that sometimes that's pressure that it comes with the situation, and you as the individual has to figure out the best way to doing it. And me personally, I don't think that's the way to do it. I don't think you should be taking drugs and stuff like that. I think communicating, talking with people, and letting the organization know, hey, I can't do this all by myself. This is not a one-man team. I gotta have help. I gotta have assistance out there. This is a team effort. Everyone needs to have this, have the same amount of pressure put upon them. There you see Alvarez gets knocked out of the first round. Chris Carter will move on. So far it looked like the first three spots there are all American leaguers. So Carlos Stanton is the last guy here for the National League to do something here. No pressure going on. And, to what I'm talking about is, it's just sad to see a young guy like him have to go down that route and then die in such a way that, because I think I've said this before. When I heard about Carlos or Jose Fernandez passing away, I was like, whoa, like that's crazy. Like, oh my god, that's like really freaky. And then, more and more, the reports were coming out. I'm thinking like, okay, this does not sound this is maybe not as freaky as it's making out to be. I mean, was there foul play? Was he is a celebrity? Was he taking any kind of? Was he drinking? Was there was there drugs on board? Was there? What was the situation when they revealed that toxicology report of his autopsy said that he had cocaine in the system. I'm like, the good, that old saying, the good, the good young die, the good die young, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, the good die young. When I heard that that report came out, I'm like, man, not another young talent, someone that has all this, whatever you believe in, God given talent, this gift that you were, given, and you don't utilize it, you don't tap that talent correctly, and you get in the pitfalls of life. And I mean, that happens, but you got to kind of control that. You got to kind of say, hey, this is, I'm gonna live my life this way, and I'm gonna, you know, treat my body as a temple, and treat my body right, so I can play well, so I can do well, and have a successful career. It's crazy. It's just I mean, I know there's a lot of celebrities out, pro athletes out there that um, they go through a lot. They have to deal with so many pressures like that. And I think we forget that they're human beings, just like all of us. They're no different, with the exception of having these abilities and talents um, that only a few have. Um, and enjoy playing the game. Um, and I think it's just one of those things you just kind of sit back and think like, man, what if he was still around? What would he be able to do? It's sad. It's really sad. Now, we don't know currently about the whole Ventura thing. We don't know about that. All we know is that he was involved in a car accident, and him and I believe Andy Marte, another major leaguer. I'm not fully familiar with him or what team he plays for, but both were taken away from us and at a young age. So Ventura, 25 years of age, passed away today. So I didn't want to make this episode too much, about Ventura and everything, but I am going to dedicate this episode to him and his family, and also to the Royals organization. But yeah, it's just one of those days. You're just kind of like, man, just why did this happen? Why, you know, such a young guy, and especially with the Royals, they've gotten their pitching together, and they've gotten, they're hitting together, all the facets of the game coming together, and Ventura had some issues, especially with his attitude, on the field. He was one of those players that if you're locally here, you were following the Royals. Ventura had that attitude where he shouldn't be able to hit off me. I'm too good, which is good. I mean, he's got that confidence. He wants to have that confidence, so he's too good. You can't do this. You can't do this to me. But at the same time, it's like you're gonna have those days where hitters are gonna be able to figure you out. You're a young pitcher, and a lot of these guys haven't seen you pitch. So you have the advantage because they haven't seen you pitch. But at the same time, you got veterans out there that have been around been around baseball for a long time, longer than you've been, alive, and longer than you've been a major league baseball player. That they can adjust real quick, and they've had that, those hardships. They've had those battles of trying to fight diversity, and trying to figure out what you're doing, watching game film, and just taking in, knowing your pitching, your the way you use your pitches, the selections of pitches in certain situations like that. So I mean, I know, I think this summer he was getting really upset and he got mad, and of course the Royals, they say, hey, we're gonna bring you to Omaha, have you work there in Omaha, get your mechanics figured out, and then we're gonna bring you back up. And they eventually did bring him back up there for a couple games and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, Ventura is one of those very confident guys that his confidence was also mixed in there with being kind of overhyped, and also just he thought no one can hit off of him, and it's like, no, you will get hit, you will have bad days, you will have days, guys will be able to knock the ball in the park just like this. You see Chris Davis here just hitting this one. You'll have days like this, and that's when you need to adjust adjust how you pitch and how you approach how you approach teams, how you approach those players of those teams, and that's just something that he hasn't got. He unfortunately he will now be able to learn that, but that's something he was learning in his career with the Royals. That's something not all players are going to have to that have to deal with playing, especially this game. This mental game. I mean, baseball is really mental. Where you're just because you were 0 for 3, one day, it's not going to be like that. The next day it could be completely turned around. You could be 4 for 4, 5 for 5, and hitting home runs out of the ballpark all day. It's just one of those things. One day you're good, next day you could be playing flat. So, but we'll see here. Prince Fielder now 18 home runs. Chris Davis just now 7 behind him. Still in the semifinals. Still, and he does have enough there for for bonus time there. You see there he's running out of his required time. Now he's going to go to bonus, and now he is now 5 away. As you see, Chris Davis now hits this one high and deep, and that one's now 14. Now he's going for number 15 here, and we'll see here just 4 away, and that one goes in. So now that's now here opportunity here now 3 away. We'll see Chris Davis again knocks this one high and deep out to center field. That one goes over the fence, and that one is number 16. Just 2 away now here from tying up Prince Fielder, and looks like that one's going to be short, as he is now just 2 seconds away from ending the bonus round, and that will now be it. So Prince Fielder will move on to the next round. He'll be in the finals now, as he'll take on whoever wins out of the, I believe, Carter and Cabrera matchup, which we'll see here in just a bit. So Prince Fielder, they're doing very well for himself and could get another Home Run Derby championship again here, at least in this version of Major League Baseball. Now, Chris Carter here next round, the semifinals here, the next second semifinals game. And we'll see here. He hits this one high and deep, and that is going to the Western Metal Supply Company building. You see them people up on the top level there. That's a home run. That's the first one of the game, as he's taking this one out to left center field, and that ball is sailing out of here. But yeah, going back to the Ventura thing, thoughts and prayers go out to the family. And also to the Royals family. I know Dayton Moore and so many others have came out and spoke on his behalf in press conferences today, and making that announcement to Royals fans. I know for a fact, like I'm watching, kind of watching it on my also on my phone. There's a very beautiful memorial there at the Kauffman Stadium. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on a lot of different news outlets on the internet. Definitely check that out. But yeah, our thoughts and prayers go out to them, and now this is where the Royals now is going to have to figure out. And you can't really plan for this. This is happening. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at Twitter right now. It says that Michael Stock has tweeted, "I love you, Ace. I don't know what to say other than I'm going to miss you a lot. Rest in peace, Ace." So a lot of people making sending their messages to to the family of of Ventura and what he has done with that ball club there. So let's see. I'm trying to see if I can pull up Perez's. I know Perez and I can't think of Perez and Ventura were really good friends. Yeah, he says pretty much the same thing. He's retweeted a lot of other fellow Royals there. You know, and a lot of these guys have been with each other since days of being and playing in Omaha. So it's just really, really, um, really kind of upsetting. I mean, especially if you are not a Royals fan and you've been around this area, you know about Ventura and what he's done with that team, and just how successful he was, and how he was really a big key to one of the big keys there to winning the World Series there in 2015. Now we take a look here. I know switching is weird, switching gears from that to this, but continuing the episode here, we'll take a look here and see Chris Carter and Prince Fielder in the finals here. Chris Carter already on a good start here, and now he's going after home run number 4. That one going 421 feet. Now with 5 home runs, he's going to go at it again, and this time he pulls this one up right there to that brick building once again. And that is home run there for him. Now, number 7, we just we'll see now. We'll see number 8 as that one skyrockets up there on the top floor there of the brick building. This one is going to be sailing over to left field. That one is going to be a home run. Nice play there for him. And we'll see. I'm trying to look on my Twitter here on players. Let's see. Any other tweets? Yeah, a lot of the players have even taken his number as their Facebook or as their little avatar there, showing respect and showing, love to him on that aspects of it. We'll see here. Try and go along here and see. Palermo, Orlando, of course, he's in this game, but he's not. Statistically, he's not that great in the game. But there he shows. He has pictures of Royals, the Royal Kauffman Stadium, and some of the fans there that are. Thinking about him. It says here for Royals tweeted, "Thank you for your support during this difficult time. Pound, rest in peace, Ace." So, but again, this is something I didn't want to avoid talking about because this is the Royals franchise video series that we have here on YouTube, and the question is, what do we do with in this version of him in this game? What do we do? Well, we're going to continue on playing on with the plans that we've had before this video, because I know a lot of you guys were probably going to be asking me about what I was going to do with Ventura and the aspects of that. But there you see Chris Carter, your winner of the Home Run Derby. He is your Home Run Derby champion, and we'll see what he'll do the second half of the season. But for us, we're going to continue as things go on. We're going to still continue as if Ventura was still alive. And like I said, I've got him involved in a couple of trades, and we'll see where that goes here as we move along here in the Royals franchise. So coming up in the next video, it'll be episode 69. Will be the All-Star game. We'll check that out and see who made the All-Star. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out more of this series here on the channel. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time.